Right, so the next example deals with the issue of ordinary shares at a different price and then also the calculation of the average price. So let's have a look here. It's exactly the same question. The only thing that changes is that we've got this second issue here of 500,000 shares at 5 Rand per share that took place in the new year on 30 November. All right, so let's quickly do our calculation here and let's calculate the amount of the issued share capital. Well, we have already got the original issue, which is still the same, the number of shares times the price per share, which we had as 900,000 times 450, giving us the 4.05. And then, if you don't know where we got that, let me quickly show you the formula bar. There you go, 900,000 times 4.5. And then the new issue is 500 shares at 5 Rand per share. So we're simply going to take again the number of shares times the price per share, and that's going to give us 2.5 million. There we go. There's the formula. Good. Now that we have the figures, we need to know how to actually which accounts to debit and credit. So let's quickly go to my board again. Exactly the same as the example before. We've got our two accounts. Ordinary share capital, which is an equity account that increases again, and then we've got our bank account, which is an asset which also increases because we've obtained more financing, and because of dead click. All right, you can watch the previous video if you need a little bit more explanation. Because of dead click, my equity increased, so that's going to be a credit. My asset increased, so that's going to be a debit. All right, so let's go back to our information and let's process this in our general ledger. I'm not going to go through the cash receipts journal. This would also be processed in the cash receipts journal, exactly the same as the previous example. I'm just going to look at the ledger here. So this is the situation as it stands currently. We've got the opening balance of 4.05. Just quickly our timeline, just so that we know what's going on here. You'll see here that if we go back to the information, we can see that the year end is on 30 June 2014. All right, and our first issue was done on the 1st of July 2013. So here's 1 July 2013. There we go. And then we had a whole year passing. And then on 30 June 2014, that was when the year end was. So this was the year, the first year. And then in the second year, we had this additional issue on November 2014. So this is the issue that we are talking about now. Good. So that's why we've got this opening balance on 1 July 2014, which is going to be there. Good. So all we need to do now is to record the second issue at 5 Rand per share. We know already that we are going to debit the bank account with 2.5 million as we calculated that. Remember our calculation here, 2.5 million. And the account credited will be my ordinary share capital. So I've obtained even more financing. The journal again is going to be your CRJ. The date for this one is on the 30th of November, so we can put that in. Again, my contra entry should always refer to the other account. So here it's going to refer to the bank, and here I'm going to refer to the ordinary share capital. Just a quick reminder how to balance an account. What you do is you total both sides. So if I total this side, I get 6.550 million. And then I go to the other side and I write balance carried down. All right. And this is going to be, since there's nothing on this side comes to 0. So if I take all the credits, which is 6.5, and I minus the debits, I get a balance of 6.5. All right, there we go. And then my debit side also totals to the 6.5, and finally I just bring the balance down on the first day of the new financial year of 6.5. and that will be on the first day of the next month, actually, 1st of December 2014. There we go. So that's the general ledger done. Now the required also asks us to show the effect on the balance sheet. So let's have a look at that. We had the original issue, which was increasing my cash. Remember, my assets increased because I obtained more financing, but I also owe more money to the owners. So that was the original issue of the 4 million that we issued, the first 900,000 shares, right? And that also increased my share capital and the money that I owed to the owners. Good. Then the second issue is going to be exactly the same. It's simply going to increase my cash and it's going to increase my share capital. So we can add to this and we can say plus calculation 2, which was a 2.5, and that gives me 6.5. And to this one we can say plus calculation 2 as well, and that is going to give me my 6.5 there. And there you can see the total amount that I own in cash, 6.55 million, is equal to the total amount that I owe, OWE, to the owners, 6.5. Just lastly, the note quickly. Again, we've got our ordinary share capital note. This is going to be for the second year, which is now going to end on 30 June 2014, 2015. Sorry, let's just format that. 30 June 2015. There we go. In the previous year, we had 900,000. Let's start off with the authorized shares. Number of authorized shares is still going to be the 1.5. Sorry, let's just go back to the formula here. Number of authorized shares is 1.5 million. All right. Then in the first year, I had 900,000 shares that was issued. So that was in the previous year. This we had a calculation 1 year of 4.05. This balance at the end of the first year was 4.05. So this is the previous year, 2013, and this is the current year, 2014. All right. Then this balance of 4.05 million would be my opening issued shares at the beginning of the financial year. So I can put in there calculation 1, 4.5, and then I'm going to record the additional shares that was issued during the year, 500,000 times 5, 2.5. All right, and that gives me my total of 900 plus 500 is 1,400, and gives me a total there of 6.55 shares, share capital at the end of the year. And that's it. Right, so just quickly one more thing. We forgot to calculate the average share price here, the average issue price. If we go to my calculations, what we're going to do is we're going to say we take the total share capital and we're going to divide that by the total shares issued. So if you have a look here at the top in the formula bar, you can follow with me. My total share capital is going to be the 4050 plus the 2.5250 and I'm going to put that all in brackets because I want to divide the total share capital by the total shares issued, which was the 900,000 plus the 500,000 of the second issue. Okay, always remember to show your calculations so that you can get part marks should you go wrong somewhere. Okay, and if we hit enter, that's going to calculate for us, and that gives us the answer of, let's just double check this. There we go, you can round to 2 decimal places, and you'll get a final answer of 4.68 Rand. Okay. This is going to be Rand per share. Counting 4.68 Rand per share. That's my average issue price. Perfect.